Check 1 2. Hello, hello, everybody. Let me know if you cannot hear me. Check, check, check 1 2. Hello, hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Hello, I'm your host Ryan. Me and Grogu here. Anybody else still getting used to Grogu? Yeah, Grogu. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they could have gave us a little baby Yoda, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Chapter 13 recap. A black for a Black Girl Nerds YouTube page, like I always say, plenty of interviews and everything to check out on Black Girl Nerds YouTube page. So keep it locked, keep it here. All right, cool. Before we get started, though, breaking down chapter 13, I want to give a shout out because you guys know I love to give a shout out. Kim Possible. And I don't know if this is why she picked her name, but I loved Kim Possible back in the day on Disney Channel. So let me give her a shout out real quick. She said, Season 2 has been straight fire. I love it. So much happening in these 2 episodes. I thought it was fascinating to learn there were 2 groups of Mandalore and that the Mandos group and that they considered the Mandos group as part of the Zealots. It makes sense. I always thought wearing the mask, not showing your face to anyone was extreme. What about intimacy, a family? Maybe that's why the foundlings are so important to them. All good questions. Yeah, I think that's why that is very interesting that they have to keep the mask on. And, why the foundlings are very important to them. She also goes on, Kim Possible also goes on to say, I also think it's cool Mando is willing to work, fight to get info to complete his quest. Mando is going to find some Jedi for Baby Yoda no matter what. The dude is loyal, LOL. Nice to see Kara and Griff again. Yeah, it was. And to see how Navarro has changed for the better. The Imperial base scenes were great. I'm glad Mando knows that Moff Gideon is still a threat and that they are still looking to use Baby Yoda in experiments. As always, I enjoy the cute Baby Yoda scenes, don't we all? And a side note, why doesn't Mando lock his ship when he lands on a planet? It's wide open for anyone to walk in. Also, you would think that there would be a check for tracking devices. I would if I was being hunted and my ship needed to be repaired. Yes, thank you again, Kim Possible, for your comment. Yes, I totally agree. I have no idea why he lands on these random planets and does not check and make sure that the ship is locked. I mean, you would think he would lock the ship up. Like, I don't know. But yeah, again, thank you, Kim Possible, for sending in your comments. I wanted you guys to know I do go back and check the comments. So let us know. Me and Grogu here go and check and figure out what's going on. With all the comments and everything. Let me open this back up so I can see what you guys are commenting right now. But yeah, again, we are, advertisements there. But yeah, again, we are opening up to doing more recaps here. So yeah, I'm going to keep it going for you guys. We have 3 more episodes out of this, but today we are talking about chapter 13. So excited. This episode was dope because of Rosario Dawson. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm a huge Rosario Dawson fan, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Loved her in this. So yeah, she was one of the main reasons I watched it, and she killed it. So let's start from the top, though, because you guys know I got to tell you, episode directed and written by David Filoni. And by the way, he's worked on Clone Wars. He's worked on Rebels. He also did Avatar Last Airbender. So we know where all the cool history and background for this episode was coming from. So that was dope. All right. So first of all, let me get back to my little rant, my little vent on Rosario Dawson, because she is the bomb. We know her from, if you're not familiar with her work, my favorites are 7 Pounds, The Rundown, Men in Black 2. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. I personally feel like she doesn't get all the credit that she deserves, but she is dope in my book. So I hope that they continue this, put her on more Mandalorian episodes, give her own series, give her own superhero series. Shoot, I'm one for that. I don't know if she's going to play, but I'm one for that. Because if you guys remember on Netflix, she was in a couple of Marvel shows. Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. Like, she played some prominent role in Luke Cage. So in Daredevil, I think she was Claire Temple. So if you guys remember all that, they took all the Marvel stuff down from Netflix because they got other plans going on. But yeah, she was really dope in all those Marvel things. So I hope they keep this superhero thing going with her. And put her in some more stuff, because yeah, she, in my opinion, she made this episode, and I don't think she gets enough credit for her action and work that she can do like that. So hopefully we will keep that going, because we know sometimes Hollywood didn't always take a double check and make sure they taking all these opinions that we're giving them. So yeah. So she played Ahsoka Tano, and let me break it down. So Ahsoka Tano was in the Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and she's affiliated with the Jedi Order. And so her species by the way is Togruta. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Her weapon is a lightsaber, by the way. And is it the lightsaber? Because girl was killing it with the lightsaber. I was like, yes, give me 20 more scenes of this. It was dope. So yeah, her weapon is a lightsaber. Species, Togruta. She was an apprentice to Anakin Skywalker. And apparently George Lucas originally wanted to create this character because he wanted a way to kind of to kind of identify with the kids a little bit more. Like, you have this character that's growing up on screen along with you. So I thought that was cool. George Lucas, he always got the little magic sauce, got the little characters behind that he likes to creep in. So yeah, we got a lot of Clone Wars, a lot of Rebels things popping off in this episode, which I think is really dope for the fans. One other note too that I found interesting that I think they kind of wove into this episode was that she was framed for a deadly explosion at the Jedi Temple and she got expelled. Now, eventually they proved that she was innocent, but Ahsoka Tano eventually, when you go through something like that, you start realizing, okay, all these rules by the book ain't where it's at. That ain't how it's going down. That ain't what we doing. So she kind of distanced herself from the Jedi. She still got the Force and everything like that, but she kind of finds her own different path outside of the Jedi. So I thought that was a cool little note to make from Clone Wars and everything. So I feel like they kind of played it in without actually saying it, straightening it straight out, but kind of played into how she did in Mandalorian. All right, cool. So now we're about to go down my breakdown scene by scene. You guys know I like to break it down for you. And let's get into it here. Okay, so we open the episode. We're in the city of Corvus because remember, that's why we're looking for Ahsoka Tano, or the Mandalorian. Mando is looking for her. We open up in the city. We hear these drums or the gong is playing. People are running all over the place. We're like, what's going on? And we see that we get this listen, if I ever enter a room, I need to enter a room in this cool entrance that Ahsoka Tano did. Again, with the lightsabers, it was dope. And apparently she's using this fighting style called Jarkai. It's like a reverse grip on the lightsaber. So that's dope. So she comes in, we get this cool, like, it's foggy in the forest and she's sneaking around. We got the army, we got the magistrate's army popping off in Corvus, because obviously, she's taking over Corvus and it's looking like horrible desert fog going on, dark dungeon, these poor people that she's taking over. So we get this opening scene in the forest. We got the soldiers out. They're ready to go when they see what's going down. But they don't stand a chance. And I didn't know how bad their chances were until, like I said, you could see the fog. Guys, she's taking the lightsabers and chopping whole tree. Like, the soldier is in front of the tree and she chops the whole tree down. I'm like, whoo, like, because you don't play with the lightsabers. The lightsabers don't play, but it's just the way you work it, that Jedi style, the way she is, like, she's just undetected, period. So yeah, she's taking them all out. She's popping up behind them. By the way, that popping up behind scene where she just flashes them out, like you see the lightsabers just go up, like she'll pull them out. That scene, they do a lot, and they do it very well throughout this episode. So I want to see more of that. I hope they keep that going when she comes back, if she comes back. So that'd be cool. So yeah, we see her take care of the soldiers like nothing. Then we see the magistrate pop up, Diane Lee and Santo. And fun fact about her, she is actually the daughter of martial arts legend Dan Insanto. So, little fun fact there for you guys. So we see Ahsoka Tano and the magistrate kind of exchange words, and it's kind of like the magistrate's like, look, I know why you in my city. You need to bounce. It ain't going down like that. It ain't happening. So, of course, you talking to a real Jedi right now. You talking to Ahsoka Tano, so she ain't having that. She like, look, I don't care about all this. Like, you got the magistrate trying to make threats. Like, okay, I'm going to start killing all citizens if you don't do what I say, if you don't leave right now. She's like, look, you already messing up the citizens. You already got some of them prisoner. What more can you do? I'm going to give you a day to come back and give me the answers that I want to know. So, that's that. I mean, and then we see Ahsoka Tano disappear in the blackness. Again, the way she drop out into that blackness, kill the lightsabers and just keep it moving. That is my interest in exit every room. Like, I need to start working on that. I'm telling you, that's my interest in exit. Okay, so then we see the Razor Crest is preparing. We go back to this poor Razor Crest, which, by the way, it's got an upgrade now, finally coming back to life, because that thing was looking sad in the chapter 11 and 12. Like, I was feeling bad for Mando. Like, the Razor Crest was taking a beating. But we got the Razor Crest back. We see Yoda in there, Baby Yoda. I'm gonna go by, now we know the name changed, but I'm about to go by Baby Yoda and the child till we get there. So we got Baby Yoda, Mando in the front, and he's getting ready to land, and the land is always bumpy. So he's like, Baby Yoda, go get your seat. Now it take Baby Yoda a minute because he don't always listen to Mando. But we see him eyeballing, that little ball they have on the controller that he uses a lot. We see him kind of eyeballing that, like he wants to play with it, because he always like to grab that thing. That's actually one of the things, if you guys remember season 1, that I think that was kind of cool, that he took the little ball and that got the Mando's attention. You remember in season 1, because he was like, it kind of got him on his mind, like, ooh, I need to go figure out, I need to go get Baby Yoda. It's not my usual bounty that I just drop off. So I like that. I thought it was a cool little nod back to the first season. So we get Baby Yoda, who we cannot believe listened to Mando and got in the seat, but he starts using, but he got to use the Force to grab and start using it to loosen up the little ball there, because he gonna get what he want with the Force. So he's doing that. All right, so when we get down into Corvus, and we got the Mandalorian, he tried to walk up the ship. He also tries to leave Baby Yoda all the time, but Baby Yoda ain't having that. And then we see Baby Yoda appear with a little ball in his hand and then passed out from exhaustion. Because then we go with that exhaustion thing again, where he be using the Force too much when he ain't got no business using the Force. He just got all tired and kind of sat down on the little plank platform. So we got him leaving there. So they come off the ship, they got to go. Mendo is like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up. Let's go through town. Let's see what we can find. Let's go into town. So they're walking through town. And oh, by the way, I want to mention, I love how Mando has basically become Baby Yoda's transportation, because he lost his little hover carriage. I'm trying to have it on my shirt here. It's not dipped down low, but he lost his little hover carriage there. So now Mando is sort of is basically his transportation. So we see him scoop Baby Mandalorian up, Baby Yoda up, and so they end up coming through the forest, going to the gate of Corvus, the entrance gate, and they meet up with Lang, who is basically the Magistrate's right hand man. That's what I'm gonna call him, and he's played by Michael Biehn. If you remember, he is from Terminator. I think he did a couple of Aliens and stuff too. So he's gonna play Lang, right hand man to the Magistrate. So we see him come up there, and he's like, doing his little bad guy speak, like, "Hey, who are you?" They're guards protecting the city, and he throws a little nod to Mandalorian's armor, saying it's nice. And, the Mandalorian's been, well, it's not really a story, but we haven't got to see him use in a long time. He is a bounty hunter, working for the Empire there. Or not the Empire, but working to bring in like these different bounties to different people. So he's coming and he's like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. I need to get into the city." Of course, they let him in, and we get to see as he goes through, he's trying to talk to Hunter for the Guild. That's what I'm trying to think of first. So he's a hunter, bounty hunter for the Guild. So he's trying to get in through Corvus. And so we see as he walks through Corvus, he's trying to get people to talk to him, but these people are so scared. They're like ducking in between different buildings and everything, trying to keep from talking to anybody, because, the Magistrate, this lady got them scared, and they got droids and all kind of soldiers and stuff watching their every move. So he can't get anybody to talk. Now, there is this Asian, or I shouldn't say, I shouldn't try to type whatever, his background, his culture, but we see this man, we see this man come up, and he's looking like he's going to talk to the Mando, but then the droids come up and the soldiers come up and they're like, "Look, the Magistrate wants to talk to you." And then they start eyeballing the man. I think they're about to shoot him. So good thing he gets away, and it's cool. So they escort the Mandalorian to her sanctuary, her home, whatever you want to call it, which, by the way, looks great and immaculate, of course, compared to what she's done to Corvus on the outside. And so they walk in. And by the way, I should mention, before we even enter her sanctuary, there are prisoners on poles in these electric cages that are like constantly shocking them. I'm like, lady, like, and you got the nerve to threaten Ahsoka Tano with what you gonna do to people? What you gonna do to people when you already got them in these electric cages hanging from poles? I'm like, seriously, lady, come on now. But anyway, so we get inside. Of course, she has a proposition for the Mandalorian, because, the Mandalorian can't go anywhere without anybody recognizing his armor. So they figure out he's a Mandalorian. She wants his help, and she wants him to kill Ahsoka Tano, because she wants to play off the fact that we know that in that Jedis were the ancient enemy of Mandalore. So, she's playing off that ancient rivalry that they have, hoping that'll work, not knowing his whole backstory. But, bad guys don't really care about that. Villains don't really care about that. They just want their inside of it. So she's like, okay, if you kill Ahsoka Tano for me, I'm going to give you this. And she has a Vaskar, like, spear weapon made out of the same thing of his armor, pure Vaskar. So she's like, I'm going to give you this if you kill Ahsoka Tano. And that's her bet, that's her deal. So he goes back into the forest and takes a deal because Mando got another plan, and he gonna do what he got to do to get to this Jedi. So I definitely think, at this point in the episode, we can go ahead and say that maybe the Jedi tracking system in the forest, I don't know if it was the forest, how dense it was, but Jedi tracking has got to be definitely better than the Mandalorian tracking game, because Ahsoka Tano pops right up on the Mandalore. He's trying to use like all this little spy gear and stuff. She pops up right on him. They have this cool little combat scene. He don't let it get too far because he's like, hold up. Listen, I need to talk to you. And then she notices Baby Yoda sitting behind him. She's like, I hope you're going to talk to me about him. It's a little connection going on there. She noticed Baby Yoda going down. And so next, we cut to Ahsoka Tano and Baby Yoda just sitting around, and they got the little lantern out, sitting around having a little conversation. And they're communicating by way of thought, by the way, because all we hear is like little baby noises, little noises and grunts from Baby Yoda, but that's the way they communicate. So she finally gets some information, and we start to find out some things about Baby Yoda that we didn't know. By the way, it's so cute how like a dad, the Mando was like pacing back and forth. I love that in this scene, trying to figure out what they're talking about. How's it going down? Is a meeting with the Jedi going okay? Like he wanted. So we get the first time we get to hear Grogu, like you guys heard me using it before. So Baby Yoda, you guys, the child, is Grogu. We now have an official name in the series. Apparently, the Jedi was the only one that was going to be, or Ahsoka Tano was the only one that was going to be able to tell us what his name was, because nobody can ever. I never paid attention. I just noticed he was just doing the baby noises, but she was actually able to understand him. So there we go. Grogu is the name now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get used to that. You guys let me know your thoughts. Comment. Let me know what you think about the new name that we have for Baby Yoda. You probably going to catch me slipping and still saying Baby Yoda, because I'm just like, we could go by that. So then we get that. We learned he was raised at the Jedi Temple, Coruscant. I need to make sure I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. Different masters train him. And then at the end of the Clone Wars, we learned that when the Empire took over, he was hidden and someone took it from the temple. And guess what? She states that she only knows one other being like him. And that is the wise Jedi master named Yoda. So why we couldn't go with Baby Yoda, I don't know. Listen, I know there is like a lot of, you got to keep congruent with the series. You got to keep it going, kind of keep the flow, what happens next. But why we got to go with Grogu, I don't know. But that's what they're giving us. I guess that's what we got to go with. But, he definitely reminds her of Baby Yoda. So there you go. So Ahsoka Tano asked if he still has the Force. And the Mandalorian said he was tasked to bring him to bring baby Yoda, Grogu, to a Jedi. And she's like, well, the Jedi fell a long time ago. And when she does figure out that that he is, that we have Grogu here, and that he's in trouble, the Empire is trying to hunt him down. She's like, okay, I'll test him and let's see what happens. So we go to the next morning, and basically the test is for his abilities is she passes him a rock using the Force, and she wants him to send the rock right back to her. But Grogu is like, I don't know about that, and he kind of drops the stone, a rock, and she touches his hand, and she's like, I sense fear here. Because he's had to hide his abilities to survive. So she's like, I don't know what I can do with this. I don't know about this right now. So then she asks the Mando to step up, and she's like, "Okay, well, see if you can get him. See, you seem like you." She kind of notices their relationship going in now. So she's like, "All right, see what you can do. See if you can do this." And he tries the stone at first, and he's like, "Grogu's stubborn. It ain't gonna work." So then he brings out the little shiny ball that he has tucked in there. And of course, we know that Grogu loves that little shiny thing, loves that little toy. So he pulls it in, and it works. But Ahsoka Tano realizes, she's like, "Okay, yay, kudos, he got the Force, he used it, but you got to realize, hey, this kind of connection, these emotions that Grogu was feeling, I might not be able to change him as a Jedi, because you got to be cut off. You can have these emotions like fear and anger." And she's like, "No, I'm not willing to risk this little guy having to go through that. So let's just let his powers fade away." So Sakatano's like, "Okay, I done said my piece. I'm going to leave, go back to the village." And that's when Mando was like, "Look, the magistrate sent me to kill you." And you see this like tense up in her, you see her tense up in her body, and I'm like, "Oh, guys, better go down." But then they end up striking up a deal, because the Mando loves a good deal. He's always a part of deals and stuff too. And he's like, "Well, if I help you, I'm going to help you with this magistrate problem. I need you to train to, because he's not giving up. I need you to train Grogu to do all the Jedi stuff." We also learned too, while they're having a little convo, while we have the Mando, Ahsoka Tano, doing their little kind of vibing out with each other, trying to figure out how they're going to help each other. We get a little combo where we learn a little bit more about the magistrate, that she was in the Clone Wars and her people were massacred in the Clone Wars. So out of anger, she ends up helping and help build the Imperial Starfleet. And then she's just been going about destroying worlds, tearing worlds up. And so then basically, we get our Mando Jedi team up. And I want to go out right now, and I want to say, I need comments. Would you rather be a Mandalorian, because these next fight scene coming up, Mandalorian or Jedi? Like, let me know, Mandalorian, Jedi. I think I want to be a Mandai. Can I like combine the two of them, because both of them are like super dope and the weapons is out of this world. But yeah, let me know right now in the comments. I want to know later. Whatever you got to do, Black Girl Twitter, Batgirl Nerds Twitter, Instagram. I want to know, are you Mandalorian, Jedi? Because they definitely was doing that comparison throughout chapter 13. So let me know which one you going for. I'm gonna be a Mandai. I just made up that word. I'm gonna be a Mandalorian and a Jedi. I don't know if I could be that, but we got to combine it. So, let me know the comments. Let me know what you think. Also, so I want to talk about this little musical intro that we get going into the scene here, going into these epic fight scenes. This fight scenes that we're about to come up that are coming up that I'm about to talk to you about. This made this hands down my favorite episode of the series so far. My favorite episode. So we got this little it's like this little slow drum sort of remix business happening here. And basically, so let me give you a little music background. Composer Ludwig Göransson, probably. He does the score. He does the music for The Mandalorian. Okay, Volume 1 for chapters 19 and 12 is now available. Volume 2, including chapters 13 and 16, will be available December 18th. So that's how we're going to figure out what the name of this dope beat is that comes in the intro to this fight scene. Also, all you Mando fans out there, good Christmas gifts. So you can again, Volume 1 for chapters 9 through 12 music soundtrack is out now. December 18th, you can get chapters 13 through 16. Volume 2 will be out. So cool, good Christmas gifts for those Mando fans in your life, Mandalorian fans in your life. Okay, cool. So now let's get back into the action here. So we got the army. The army is sitting out here waiting, waiting for everybody. Juanita Harris. Let me a little pop out. Love this episode. Hello. Yeah, so yeah, this was a dope episode here. But yeah, you guys know I'm a dump out in and out of this combo, just to give you guys a shout out. So yeah, let me keep it going here. So yeah, jumping back into action here. We got the army that finally realizes that Ahsoka Tano is on their butts, because she been jumping in and out the forest, going in and out everywhere here. We hear the alarm sound, which doesn't last too long, because she ends up popping up on top of the little the bridge, the little outlook they have up there. She ends up chopping this whole bell in half with her lightsaber. So we know how it goes down when she got the lightsaber. So that thing falls to the ground. And the magistrate with her army walks up to confront Ahsoka Tano, and she tosses a piece of the Mandalorian armor at her because, you know, we got to keep up this facade that she's done something with the Mandalorian, you know, that they're not on the same team. But we know how it goes down when you got a Mandalorian and Jedi. You know, just like Mando says, they ain't gonna see it coming. So they playing this thing to the T. So we see her toss a little bit of the armor, and she's like, she tells her that she wants to know where her master is. That's the whole thing. So Ahsoka Tano has come here because she wants the magistrate. She wants to figure out who her master is. We haven't got all the deets to that yet, but we know that's the information that she's wanting to get from the magistrate. So the magistrate is like, you know, the magistrate goes away, runs away, because now we got the whole army and everything chasing Ahsoka Tano. And she's like, look, I want you to go and execute the people, you know, starting with the people that are in these electric cages. And I'm like, lady, the people are already in electric cages. You can't just let them be. But no, she's like, I want to kill and massacre everybody. And so we see the man that the Mandalorian has encountered kind of, you know, off to the side there, you know, wanting to come in and save because one of his people must be up there in the little electrical cages. So he wants to come up there and save them. We know the man don't stand a chance. So thank God, we got the Mandalorian who comes in the nick of time to come in and give us let me see, we got Latre, aka Mr. Research, saying love Black Girl Nerds, applause. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Applause. Thank you so much for joining us here. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna keep jumping in to give you guys shout out because I appreciate you guys tuning in all the time. So yeah, back into the action. So we got the man coming up. He want to save his people that are in these little electric cages because the magistrate done lost her mind. She like, Ahsoka Tano coming for me, kill up everybody. So we get the Mandalorian who right in the nick of time jumps down and interferes between one of the soldiers, or actually between one of the soldiers, and I think maybe Lang was in the scene too, to kind of keep he ends up killing a bunch of the soldiers, trying to help free some of the people that are prisoners. And so while we got the Mandalorian doing his thing, we cut back to we got the droids and the soldiers, we got Lang going out for Ahsoka Tano. And we get this moment where we get to see her rise up behind two of the guards with her lightsabers. And she got this little sneaky look on his face, sneaky grin. And she comes after, she already took two of them out. And then, and they try to corner her, but she ends up jumping over a building, taking out a droid. And so then we just pretty much got Lang and maybe one other droid going on here. So yeah, we get a lot. If you haven't seen this, go back, because I'm kind of skipping around a little bit, but this is an epic fight scene that you get to see Rosario Dawson really do her thing. All the stunt actors and everything probably a part of the scene. It was a really cool, dope scene. I love the way they shot. I love the camera angles, the slow pans, the zooms, the way they sneak up behind the different characters. So yeah, we get to see her do that. We cut off to, and this is where we get us like, this is what I call a little badass warrior swap. Because this is where Ahsoka Tano realizes, okay, we got Mandalorian and Lang kind of face off, because Mandalorian kind of pops up and Lang is like, ooh, okay. So the Mandalorian is not dead. And I'm like, really, Lang? Really? So you thought he was dead? Okay, you don't know much about Mandalorians, or this Mando, apparently. So we get the badass warrior swap, because Ahsoka Tano is like, look, he got it, so I'm at the bounce. So she goes after the magistrate. So we get Lang and we got Mando sitting there. And so we see basically, well, actually, let me follow Ahsoka Tano right quick, because we see her take off, and then we get so we get Ahsoka Tano and the magistrate. We get to see this cool lineup. She has the Vaskar weapon in her hands, and Ahsoka Tano, of course, got the lightsabers. And on the other side of the wall, though, we do have Lang in the Mandalorian, so we got to stay with that action too, because now they're about to face off. But the guys, they ain't pulling it like the women. They weren't pulling their fight scene like the women, because we go back. And we see this, we got this cool, they're kind of like sizing each other up, Ahsoka Tano and the magistrate, they sizing each other up. And they like, okay, very calculated strikes, because I love the martial arts background we got going here. And, a part of Rosario Dawson also being part of these action films, a part of this world before. So yeah, they're signing each other up. We get to see them look. There are no sloppy strikes, which I love. It's two badass women going at it. We don't always get to see that on camera. So I love the way it's choreographed, the way it was shot. And so we hear on the other side, we cut back to Lang in the Mandalorian, and the Lang is giving his bad guy speak, about, oh, who do you think is going to win? And I can hear him over there fighting everything, basically doing everything that he can to kind of distract the Mandalorian from what he needs to do. Oh yeah, we got aka Mr. Research here that's in the chat. The guys were just hired hands that had no agenda outside of the female winner. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the guys were just kind of like in the background. The magistrate. I'm just telling y'all, if y'all haven't seen this, I keep saying the magistrate and Ahsoka Tano was where this fight was at. It was all about the two of them. Like, she just needed a couple of distractions for a little bit so her and Ahsoka Tano can go at it. So yeah, they were we get to see their during their fight scene. You can kind of hear you can basically hear when it was over where Ahsoka Tano has knocked the Vaskar spear weapon out of the magistrate's hand, so we can hear it drop. And Lang on the other side is like, I guess you're the winner. And then here's the thing that gave me about Lang, y'all. I thought he was smart. I thought he knew about it, because you kind of see him bend down, slowly get ready to put his gun down, and you like, okay, maybe he's gonna try to run out and leave or whatever, gonna leave it alone. Because the Mando, he don't try to just got people unless they all up in his face, all up in his business trying to do something. So we see Lang try to put down his weapon slow. And then this fool is gonna try to reach for his other gun in the back. You too slow. It's a Mandalorian. Mando takes him out. So yeah, he gone. We know he ain't in the next episode. All right, so they get him out. So basically, we get to see Ahsoka Tano. We get back to the real action here that Mr. Researcher telling us about. We back to the real action. We got the magistrate, and we got Ahsoka Tano facing up. Ahsoka Tano now has her lightsaber to the magistrate's throat. And she like, okay, I want to know where Grand Admiral Thrawn is. Tell us where it is. The audience, of course, we get a cut here. We don't get to see what the answer is. We don't get to see what happens. I'm assuming that Ahsoka Tano took care of the magistrate, but we don't know. This is Mandalorian. It's a Star Wars world. She could pop back up. I don't know what the deal is. But so we just cut, and the audience is left for suspense. Y'all let me know what y'all think happened. I'm thinking she got some good answers, and we're gonna get to see Ahsoka Tano back. That's what I think. But I hope I don't know. We kind of didn't get a clear cut answer on that. And so basically we're at the end of it. Mr. Research, Lang and Magistrate were co-leaders. They can't exist without each other's help. Yeah, they are. They could be some cool co-leader. There's definitely some co-leaders, because the way that, like I said, the way this cover got the way they were trying to go at each other and hit each other, there was no sloppy hits. You could tell they're reading each other, the way their body language was speaking. So yeah, maybe we get some cold thing teaming up, because at the end of the day, she was caught up in the Clone Wars. She should have took her anger out on everybody else, but she was caught up in it too. So, I'm feeling what Mr. Research is putting down here. So maybe that'll pan out where they kind of get co-leaders in the future. So hopefully that happens. So anyway, here we're kind of wrapping up here, coming to the end. We kind of get to see them walk to the edge of the town, to the gate, and we see people celebrating behind Ahsoka Tano, the Mandalorian. She gives him, which I love, she gives him the Vaskar weapon, so now he has even more in his arsenal to take people out. So now he has the pure Vaskar weapon, because she's like, hey, this belongs to Mandalorian. Of course, he tries to be his very noble self and like, no, I didn't earn it. So we over here like, man, don't take that. Now, you want that Vaskar weapon, take the weapon. But we love how noble he is. So he ends up taking it. And then he goes back. Gogru, aka Baby Yoda, is still in the ship asleep. Can I get my words out today? And because Ahsoka Tano was asking like, where is he? So Mandalorian goes to get him, and we get this really cute scene where we get to see like the Mandalorian kind of like trying to wake him up, trying to wake Grogu up, and you get to see him kind of holding him. He's very much taking on this daddy role. He doesn't want to admit it, but he really, really, really loves Grogu, and was like kind of hesitant. You see, he's kind of hesitant to give him over to Ahsoka Tano, because the deal they had. But Ahsoka Tano, she had other things in mind. By the way, too, let me back up. At the end of this town scene, by the way, we get to see the man earlier that had been coming in trying to save the day and everything, trying to save everybody. Maybe he was like the leader of the town and everything. We kind of get to see him do a little nod with Ahsoka Tano. So that was dope. That was cool. So maybe they'll be, it's cool that she left their town out. Maybe she has a little ally. Maybe that's where she's going to hunker down. I don't know, in Corvus. So maybe she'll still be there. But anyway, so Ahsoka Tano runs up on them in the ship. You see Mandalorian still kind of holding Grogu. And she's like, okay, look, this is what I'm gonna do for you. She's still stuck on like, look, you're his father. I can't train him like this. And she still wants to, I guess I'm sending him on another test because she still doesn't believe he truly needs to be a Jedi. He's ready to leave these emotions behind, and he's too attached to Mando. So she's like, I'll tell you what, take him to Planet Tython. And there's like ancient ruins of a temple there, and it still has a very strong connection to the Force. So what we're going to do is you're going to place Grogu on the Seeing Stone on the top of the mountain, and you want to see if Grogu is going to choose his path. Like, so basically let Grogu choose his path if he wants to be a Jedi or not. And so basically trying to see if the Force is going to send out for Jedi to come and find Grogu, if that's what his path is meant to be. So they depart, of course they say, may the Force be with you. And we see Ahsoka Tano and Grogu have this little moment, this little connection, because we know how they communicate, and they're off in the Razor Quest. So there you go. Another episode ended. And I guess the main lingering question here at the end of chapter 13 is, do we get to see Grogu be a Jedi? Are we gonna find a Jedi for Grogu? Because we know Mando is not gonna give up. He has his mission, keep going, so he's never gonna give up. So yeah, it's getting really interesting. I love to know you guys' thoughts. Let me know. Listen, also, everybody that's in here viewing, we're gonna do a little holiday break on the Mandalorian recap, but I will be back because we have 3 episodes left, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 3 episodes to go. I'm gonna bring you every little second of them. Maybe next time I'll combine 2 of them. You never know. So be on the lookout. At the top of January, I'm gonna try to come back and bring you some more recaps. But yeah, we're gonna take a little holiday break. I hope everybody enjoys their holiday. Stay safe, social distance. But enjoy your family, because it's been one of those years. It's been a rough year, but yeah, so just hunker down there, stay safe, enjoy your family. Hopefully you get lots of good presents. And I want to thank you guys so much all the time for tuning in. You guys have no idea how much that means to me, and it's so cool for you guys to listen to me vent and rant all the time about this kind of stuff, about the stuff I love to watch. So yeah, thank you guys. Take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.